Welcome into this episode of Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff with you, and great to have you along. Today's episode brought to you by Community National Bank, and we're joined by head swimming coach Max Piper. Good to have you along, man, and first time we've got a chance to talk.
It is. It's great to be here. I'm very glad to get the opportunity to talk about the swim team and get to tell everyone how we're doing.
Well, let's first talk a little bit about you, because this is the first chance for people to kind of get to know who you are. So talk about your background and how you ended up here coaching at Ponca.
So I'm not originally from Ponca City. I've only been here since February of last year, and I'm from Emporia, Kansas, born and raised, and graduated from Emporia State University in a coaching degree. Never thought I would coach, but always kind of wanted to, and just swam my entire high school career and lifeguarded, was always in the water, and just really thought that swimming would be the one sport I would want to coach if I ever did. So just really glad to do it, and I'm glad to see the impact I can make on the other swimmers.
Yeah, and you come into a situation where it's been upward trajectory for Ponca City.
Yeah.
So in a way, you could say big shoes to fill, but also it's a lot better to come into a situation where you've kind of built a little bit and got a foundation rather than coming in and having to start new, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm very glad that I was able to come into a situation where there was, already a great foundation. We had great returning swimmers that were already there, and then I know in years past we've had incredible swimmers that then went on to graduate, and it's a very good team that we've always had, and I'm glad that I was able to step into a team that was already established and had that foundation that I could then build off of.
And numbers are always a big thing.
Very
when you
much.
look at, every coach wants their numbers up. And numbers pretty good for you this year, considering kind of what you maybe expected coming in.
Yeah.
And I know it can be different from sport to sport, but it's important with swimming too to have a good group in there to practice with.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm very glad to see that since I've been put into the position, there have been so many new kids. There was a week or two there where it was almost a new kid every 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to just see more and more just joining and really just getting our numbers up, because I know we lost a lot of really good swimmers at the top, and so getting the numbers up and just expanding the team has been super, super helpful for us.
All right, let's get into some of the kids now. Talk about some of those returners that you maybe are expecting to lead this year and have a lot of success.
Yeah, so we just selected our team captains, which are McConnie Coleman and Lila Moore. And they're two fantastic athletes. Lila's probably our top girl, and she's only a sophomore, and she's absolutely killing it this year in all of her races, and she's definitely one that's going to be really coming up for us. Some of our other returners, we've got Grayson, we've got Archer, and some really good boys. Our group of boys this year is really something. They all get along so good. Their atmosphere is amazing, and just a lot of skill. Our A relay for our boys this year is 4 just fantastic swimmers, and that's definitely going to state and going to be doing really good this year.
All right, when you come in to a coaching job, you always have the, this is what I would do if I were there, and then it hits you in the face, and you have to change a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to get into a couple of questions on this. First off, what was the expectation when you were named head coach, and what you maybe thought, because you said you wanted to coach, and then what's been, I guess you'd say, the thing that's kind of been this is not different than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Expectation-wise, I wasn't really 100% sure what to expect with it, just because I swam, and I guess I never really thought about what, the coach was doing behind the scenes.
Right.
And so I figured it was mostly just you show up, you write the set, the workout, and you tell them to go faster, fix their form, and give them tips and everything. And that's kind of just what I assumed it would be like. But stepping into the position, there's so much more that goes on that a coach has to do that I never would have thought about, like putting in meet entries and then doing all of the computer stuff and getting all the transportation figured out and all that kind of thing has been a bit of a learning curve for me, but all stuff I'm very happy to learn and happy to take on.
Would you say that's the most challenging thing so far, is kind of the behind-the-scenes type stuff?
Yeah, because, I love doing the on-deck coaching and, being with the athletes, and that's the part I was expecting and I was ready for, and the behind the scenes stuff that nobody really talks about or really like knows about until you do it is the stuff that I wasn't ready for, and it's been a big learning curve just because I didn't really have many people that were there to like tell me what I needed to do or how to do it. So I'm just kind of learning as I go. So that's been interesting.
And you kind of answered my next question, the most rewarding part. And you said being able to work with them. That's the rewarding part, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that what makes me want to do it even more and just keep coming back for sure is just seeing the growth and seeing like I think the best thing, one of the greatest feelings and experiences I've ever been through in my life is being at a meet where you have a kid that just got a crazy PR and they just hit that wall, they look up and see their time, and they just like get so pumped, so ecstatic in the water. Just seeing that they bettered themselves and they got something that they were really striving for is just the best feeling ever.
Yeah, sometimes it's not just about the winning part of it, because that's the thing I talked before about swimming is, yes, somebody's going to win, all of that, but you're also racing yourself and trying to get better as you go. And there's a lot of physical part of that, but a lot of mental part of that too.
Oh, yes. Swimming is a very physical and mental sport because, especially on those longer races, when you're swimming like a 500, that's a long time.
Is it over?
Yeah, that's a long time and a lot of laps to just be in your mind and talking to yourself. So I think that, I mean, it's one of those sports where you have to have a lot of mental strength and, of course, the physical, but yeah.
All right, let's talk about maybe the schedule coming up. Like, what do you guys got going on maybe before the Christmas break?
Yeah, so actually, we've got a meet tomorrow. We have a meet at Norman North tomorrow against 3 other teams. We've got, I think, December 18th, we've got a meet. And then come January, we've got all of our home meets. So we've got 3 home meets almost back-to-back in January that I'm really looking forward to because the schedule's a little weird this year just because we had to take a lot of away meets and not have quite as many home meets. But I know the team, myself, and like all of the people in town are really looking forward to those home meets. So I'm glad that we were able to get a good start off with away meets, get ready so that we can really like show out for those home meets.
I think the last thing to kind of ask is, you mentioned Christmas break. How do you handle that with swimming? Swimming's, it's like any other sport. You don't really stay the same every day. You either get better, a little better, or a little worse, right? I mean, you take a step forward, step back. So how do you handle the Christmas break? And you're a new coach too, so I'm sure you've been going through this in your head based on past experiences. How do you handle the break?
Yeah, so the way I'm going to handle the Christmas break is pretty much throughout the entire break, treat it as we were pretty much just regular.
Okay.
5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week in the pool for the regular hour and a half, 2 hours. Except for, of course, the holidays. I mean, they're going to have those off. But, especially because it's middle season for us. So we've got meets right before the break, right after the break, and we got to make sure they're staying in shape, getting better every day so that we can really show out at those meets and keep getting our times better for state coming up.
All right, and what do you think is the reasonable goal this year for you guys, for your team, the girls and boys? What is that reasonable goal as far as what you want to get qualified for state? The teams you think that can improve throughout the year and possibly get there. Like what do you have? I mean, I know the goal is always to win it all.
Yeah.
But there's also reasonable goals as well.
Yes. So I think reasonably, I would love for our boys A relay to not only make it to state, but go to finals. Okay. That's their big goal this year, is to get to finals at state. The girls team, I want to get to state and at least make that top 16. And then we've got a bunch of individuals that I want to make it for sure, and then hopefully place it at state. We've got probably 5 or 6 that will make it in individual events. Right. So just having that nice, like, decent sized group to take the state this year, I think is our biggest goal.
All right, perfect. Well, good to have you along, and really appreciate you taking time with us, and best of luck throughout the season.
Thank you. It's been great being here.
Max Piper, head coach of swimming. That's going to do it for today's episode of Coach's Corner. It's been brought to you by Community National Bank. As always, thanks to Chris behind the camera, and that'll do it. We'll catch you next time. Until then, go Cats.